Heck of a view though. So what was it you heard, Josh? Sound like a big rock drop?
Yeah. Like it started rolling down the hill.
Down below us?
It's over in this direction, not too far.
Sweet. Getting into a kind of a different area now. Looks like we're going to level out on top. Maybe we'll try to find a good camp or afternoon stop spot to cool down and get some more chow. Gonna continue on.
Yeehaw!
I can see with binoculars, looks like a crouched subject being backlit, looks very gray. He's about 20-30 feet off the ground on a ledge or whatever it is, about midway up the cliff over there. Looks fuzzy. Nothing else does, but it does. In the shadow is sitting something we can't identify. It's far different than anything else. Sitting in a cliff 20-30 feet off the ground on a ledge, 20-30 feet from below the top. Mid-frame. The light value and the gamma is just not right. It doesn't match anything else in the frame. You can make him out with the naked eye. And it looks just like a subject biped kneeling with one arm on his left knee and peering around the tree just barely on the right hand side, maybe an 8 to 10 inch tree or something. And it appears to be backlit and gray in color.
Like Six Flags without the harness.
I wanted to point out a few things. These are these 22-24 inch thick trees. This one's been completely shoved over. Nothing's broke in the top. Didn't suffer any severe wind damage or anything else. It's got every little fine little branch on it. And it's been shoved out of the ground, roots snapped off, uprooted. We go just next to that, we've got another tree about the same size, 22, 24. Been snapped off completely. Again, everything in the top of the tree seems to be intact, even the little bitty branches. It's not snow damage, it's not wind damage. Look up behind that, we've got another tree, again, that's snapped off at the top. Go over here at the skyline, we've got another tree snapped off at the top. We have another tree that's a good 22, 24 inch tree again, laying on the ground, nothing really tore up in the top, but completely uprooted, ripped out of the ground. These are not little trees, these are big trees. Go up and get you a scale real quick on what I'm talking about, but certainly not a small tree. You can see the roots, the rocks came up at the root, broke. Okay, that's a pretty fair size trunk there, so whatever's doing this is really big. It's probably flipping these root balls up for grubs. As soon as we go again, here's another tree. Again, same size, 22, 24 inches thick. All the branches intact. Get a close look. Uprooted, completely ripped out of the ground. We look down slope. Right there, there's another 2 trees. Again, ripped out of the ground. So, there's a good 8 22, 24 inch thick trees up in here that have been tore out. Just like what we see right here. A lot of these trees, they're pinon pine, a food source, and then we've got oak, another food source. So, let's see if I can't get a shot. Appeared to be something sitting in the cliff earlier. Sorry about the shaking, I'm breathing pretty hard. You see these slopes are tall, really unforgiving. Anyone thinks a Bigfoot couldn't exist in New Mexico should probably come visit New Mexico or reconsider. You can see the terrain's getting pretty rugged. So now we're getting into areas now where there's huge trees been ripped out of the ground. And the slopes are far too steep for really any other critters to be out here walking them. Jagged, extremely jagged. This sounds a lot like the talus slope we recorded something running across that night. You can see these are just jagged granite. They may be covering the old Spanish mines that are up in here. It's really slippery rock and potential rock slide danger. You can hear, I'm sure, and see just how precarious the footing is here. You even walk on this stuff. So nothing here is stable. Everything will move. And this is why I believe that they're up in here, because this is just almost inaccessible for most people. You're just not going to find anybody out here walking this stuff. So then I take a look behind me, and on the branch right here, just past me, you'll see a nest of caterpillars. Just thought you guys might get a kick out of that. It's pretty tough. Yep, off we go. Okay, we finally made a second base camp 02 on the paper. I'll give you a little zoom around where we're at. We're just now above the real lush, deep canyons full of ponderosas, blue spruce, and a bunch of others. Real jagged, really deep. We finally made it up here on the saddle. To give you some idea of our altitude up here. We're planning to go ahead and make this base camp number 2 location, and we'll set up game cams in a strategic position, and we'll get the microphones running. We'll try to catch down in this lower canyon, maybe in the one on this back side, wherever we figure they've gone. As we came in last night, when we finally did hit our lights after about a half mile in, we got 2 hoops, you know, whoop whoop, real loud, and then we shut lights down. We went a little ways longer, we turned them on, we got 2 more from a different animal, it seemed like, unless he had got around us. And I think that they were signaling the animals that were up here higher in the canyons, in the deeper, more lush areas, probably to go ahead and just move on out the backside because we were coming in.